Alrighty, we are back. It's time for day 2 of this game, where I'm trying to beat it as fast as possible so I can fit it into the Halloween schedule and figure out where to put the videos and whatnot. I'm gonna drop the lighter because I have a wrench right now, and at the moment my goal would be to open up the wrenchable objects. I have 4 live grenades and then 4 gas grenades. I don't know why I referenced grenades like they're not live. Okay, so if I use the socket wrench, I can get into the warden's office and then unlock the prison cell, and then the monster will probably kill the guard and the prisoner in that room. But then there's also the question of like how many other places can I remember that require the socket wrench? There's one in the mess hall, I believe, like all the way down here in the corner. I think there's one in the wine cellar, so I should check those places out as best I can. Just to find out what's in them. Admittedly, like, I don't know how much stuff you can get in this game that's useful in general, so I don't really know what to expect. Maybe bag upgrades or something? Like, that's a lot of space down here for maybe more slots, but I don't know. I'm kind of just on habit wanting to just check every part of the map. There might be a note or something for lore. But generally speaking, it just seems like a priority to try to find everything I can in those ways. Okay, gotta get back into the vibe of this game. It's been a bit. Well, it's been me sleeping for a night, but that's enough to make me slightly distant from it. Spooky ass game. Yeah, I feel like I just will compulsively want to explore everywhere. But I have no idea. The corpse startled me slightly. I have no idea how conductive that is to, like, actually making progress. Because you can use the bolt cutter here, or you can use these here. So both tools have a use here. Okay. How loud is this for our purposes? I'm not really sure what to think in terms of, like, whether the bolts would be louder. It's probably a little loud. In terms of the bolts versus the cutter, I don't know. That's a lot of fucking bottles. I guess you can turn... Oh my god. So I now functionally have infinite bottles, basically. And I now can get fuel from that other place. So I know that I can take these and just do trips and trips of them and then take them over there to get bottles of fuel, basically. Seems incredibly powerful. So at this point we basically have infinite fuel if I just am willing to do all the trips involved to, like, take it all there. List of the guilty. 9th of June, 1916. From Sergeant Renard to M. Fournier. Sabotage has left the tunnel project in ruins. At approximately 23 hours 30 on the 2nd of June, an explosion ripped through the tunnel system. It was quickly determined that the explosives were missing from the arsenal and the explosion was no accident. After a swift investigation, the following soldiers have confessed to sabotage. Sergeant Gaspard Leroux. Soldiers Gaspard Leroux, First Class Johannes Nicolai, Toussaint Pafoy, First Class Jean Renoir, Engineer Ozana Zabel. 4 of the guilty now rot in the cells awaiting the tribunal. The 5th, Toussaint, remains unaccounted for. He may have been killed in the blast. I believe there are others involved, but as of yet, no one will say anything. Worse than double agents, these men are cowards. They scream about ghosts and demons and other worlds. They claim they committed this act of treason to save their fellow soldiers from hell. Utter nonsense. We are still working to clear the tunnel site and assess the damage, but I fear that any hope of using them for our purposes is now lost. In addition, the explosion has caused other structural damage to the bunker itself. Flooding is now occurring in various areas. Yep, we got a hint of that earlier. There's a flooding problem down there that we'll be getting to. Lausanne. Note to Farber. I apparently didn't read this at some point. To Farber. I was there when they pulled your friend Neuer from the tunnels. Been screaming for hours. Oh, I've read this before. I must have died and had to come back. Neuer's translations. From Sergeant Renard to Fournier and Blanchette. LaRue reports that Neuer is the source of the problem. He's going around telling the men that those damn texts contain accounts of pagan rituals formed in those tunnels. Ghastly and wild stories. Now, superstition and rumors are passed around among the men like an open flask or venereal disease. Some even say they have seen the things. Ghosts, demons, fairies. Instead of the angel of Mons, I'm afraid we have the devils of Poitiers. I've called Neuer for reprimanding. I'll make sure it is appropriately severe. Meanwhile, the engineers will continue to dig. So because he translated the text, they're blaming him for what the texts say, basically. How dare he accurately translate the texts? That... What, there's superstition in these old texts? Are these bottles bigger than each other? No, they're closer. Okay. Can he get me in here, I wonder? Probably. It's not that big. Yeah, it's literally... He goes through bigger holes than that all the time. Smaller holes than that all the time, ooh-woo. Look at all my bottles! If I grab these 5 bottles and take them over there, I can fill all 5 of them up with fuel, and that will be a full tank without actually using any of my fuel. Just, that feels genuinely absurd. I kind of want to risk it, although it's dangerous. Just for the novelty of getting away with it. It is right here. I don't remember if I knew of a vent. Fuck me. Made a bit too much noise with my stupid light. I hate this thing. The first pull you do is basically worthless. It's incredible how little it does for you. They're polite enough to basically automate the process. You can just keep pulling the next one over and over again without having to do it manually, which is nice. Okay. The monster's definitely a bit less mysterious by now. He's just a credible threat all the time. Is he fucking walking around up there? I think that's vent noise. The moment I feel safe is almost always right when I'm crossing the barrier where I'm... or about to load. So I keep like doing a glitchy animation every single time. It's very funny. Are you fucking waiting for me? Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. Now I just have like a hilarious supply of fuel. Alright. So I've reached the post-scarcity era of survival horror games that always seems to happen. Where inevitably you hit a point where you kind of don't have to worry anymore about at least some things. But the desire to reach that point kind of... This thing's just full now. I still have all these, so it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I have 12 fuel tanks. I just did 5 fuel tanks worth just now, just by grabbing the bottles from that place. And that place has so many bottles. Obviously you can use them for distractions, which would... It's hardly necessary to go get them specifically for that purpose, but you can use them for Molotov cocktails, so... If I get enough fuel, I could grab 5 of them, take them over there, fill them with fuel, grab some of the rags I have around, and have that many Molotov cocktails on me as I go into, like, the tunnels. That'd be a good way to, like, prepare myself and feel like I'm better equipped to deal with that going forward. Because that's the terrifying thing, is that the game keeps warning me. It's foreshadowing that we're going to be going into the horrible tunnels. And, that'll suck. So I would love to have a bunch of grenades and, Molotov cocktails, because for all I know, I need to continually repel him the whole time. Did I ever make it into the workshop? Yeah, because that's where the tunnel was. I went to the pantry. I don't know if I can remember a single... Oh, the break room. I think you get into the break room via the I think there's a vent over here, and that's the only way to get in, and I've never been there yet, and I've been like basically everywhere else there. Okay, so I should go back in there for that purpose. Let's do that. Then I'll go to the prison to get the bolt cutter, because that's obviously the next thing I should be interested in. I never stop being stressed about this stupid fucking light. It genuinely, like... It's really effective. I'm mad at how effective it is. It's just a constant source of stress. Because you just need it to see, and it makes it harder to see while you're using it. Like, it's not that bad of a light source, but as far as its effectiveness at being light, it's actually relatively good by horror game standards. It's not making you be actively blind the whole time, which is nice. Haven't I been in there before? Yes. Okay. But yeah, it makes it harder to see whenever you're actively trying to gain sight, and then it's actively threatening to invite monsters to you. I might have to run for it. We'll see. Is this thing called the ferret? The ferret spanner? Yep. How doth one span a ferret? Don't fall over and make noise. Uh-oh. No. I think I'm gonna die. I can hear it nearby. And fuck me. Uh-huh. Nope. Yep. I was not believing in myself at that point. I was like, okay, I'm trapped in a small, shitty little rat room. and the monster's just actively coming, and I can't see if there's anywhere to hide or any reaction I can have, and the act of trying to see will actively tell the monster to come here. But he came here. Okay. I think I'm gonna want to take a petrol bomb with me to throw it at them. If I can at least try to look around the room for stuff, but that was just a bad time. That was rough. I was so thoroughly trapped that I'm like, I think this is just it. It might be that I think I was correct to worry that the noise would attract him, but it didn't sound like it was quite happening yet. So I went in, but I should have left probably and let his reaction to the. I should have let him have his reaction to the noise I made, and then come back. Just walk away for a moment. Okay, I don't hear anything this time. I thought last time. I forgot to bring a lighter. God damn it. I didn't bring a lighter for the fucking patrol. It's such a pain. It's so hilariously actively difficult to do some really basic things in this game. Like the way that I need a bomb. So I brought the petrol bomb, but I didn't bring the lighter. At least now I can put the socket wrench down so I can grab more stuff from that room. I've gotten really lazy about just leaving this open, even though, like, in a horror sense, it feels really scary to leave it open, because what if the thing comes in while you're gone? From the other sense, it's like, well, don't want to get stuck on the door, running in. And we're just kind of hoping that this thing just doesn't understand how fucked I would be if it camped my room. Because we're hoping it's not intelligent, which it hasn't proven to ever be interested in that room when I'm not in it. But there are signs that it's intelligent, unfortunately, because it's doing those fucked up things to those bodies. And that's not like animal savagery, it's like it's doing what looks like ritualistic fucked up things to those bodies. If I can throw one of these correctly for once. Nope. Please hit the body. God damn it. Oh, there's a grenade. There's the tags. I guess I won't need it. But I'm personally insulted whenever it doesn't hit the body. Ah, there's a lock on the back. I'm not gonna get that way. I think that's enough. That's enough. Fuck you. He still stresses me out. But him coming out of that hole is the ideal situation, because that's the direction I'd be running from. Uh-oh. Get back inside. Alright. More rags and grenades. What a life I live. I'm beautiful. Alright, socket wrench, bring it back. More rags for the rag pile. Just actively kicking them around. Whoa. I wish I could just drag these around, because then I could be a little more happy with where they're placed. But you can't drag any items you can pick up, which is kind of annoying. Alright. I got a new dog tag. Any friend? It would be annoying if he was just out here during one of your runs when you started, because you would just have to go back in and wait. Like, well, he's camping your base. That's maybe why there's a second door. I would hate to have to remember that I changed doors, though. Oh, 654. So, more bullet and ammo. And healing, I mean. There's Lambert's thing. Lambert has a note. And shotgun shells. What's left? Travers has 2 grenades. That's it. Ah! What's this? Oh, it's not a thing? Oh, it's a dice thing. We're down to just Travers and Lambert? Out of old lockers? I guess so. We have basically every combination. And Lambert is the... I think is the guy. I'm fairly convinced that Lambert is the monster. But I guess his dog tag could still be somewhere in the world? Or maybe you get it off of the actual monster. That might be where the game's going. You might have an opportunity to defeat the monster or get it off of him in some kind of like major confrontation, if I'm right about who he is. And then at that point you could get it back and get a poignant letter from him, because they think that the plunger is in the tunnels, so you probably confront him in the tunnels while you're getting the plunger. Neither of them went like they did last time. Let's see. Aw. There you go. They sometimes slot really nicely onto the shelf. It's so awkward. Let me have my fun little... Oopsie. No, do not use it. Whatever. I wish you could drag them around, it'd just be nice. Let me have my nice little unpacking game. Little indie game where you unpack. And then feel good about myself. Okay. That was the totality of that, is basically I got some grenades and a health kit from that collective excursion from that Molotov. I did all, that's basically what I accomplished. Let's see here. This is pretty full, so we've never went on a mission to get a bunch of tanks of fuel for it, for Molotovs. I wouldn't have anywhere to put them, which would be awkward. A gas mask, meat. Okay. So I think it's time to do the prison and figure out how to get that, because we need to get the bolt cutter. And then I can try to remember any other places I haven't gone to yet with the other tool. Oh yeah, the mess hall down there. I could try the mess hall. That's just past mission storage on the left. Yeah, we haven't been to the soldier quarters for ages. I've got the bolt. It's such a knowledge check game. Like, the more you know about the monster, the more you know about your surroundings, the more you memorize the map, the more you feel like you're gaining power and you're more equipped to actually deal with your surroundings and what you're walking into. Because you start having answers. The freaky thing about early scares is that you don't have an answer as far as what to do in reaction to it. And that freaks you out more. Because you just flail. Whereas like increasingly, like, I have tools that can respond to some of these things. I have... Hello? Increasingly you're like, I have the tools. This room's so noisy is the scary thing. Oop, big chest or something. Either have the tools and know how to respond, you know the exit route to take, or you know how to respond in the moment to stop him. Or you know that you don't have those things, and you know that that's it. Clever girl. I say that, but I keep fucking up and never ever ever shooting him. But maybe that will change today. What's the new one? This one? That looks new. Is that the outdoors? What is that? Is that the tunnels? It looks like barbed wire. It could be a trench map. It looks like it's outdoors. A little fuel, which don't care about that much at this point. Nothing in there. I don't hear him coming. There a note? Why would I come here? Huh. No new notes. Just a photo. And I think it's this one. Let's see. Recognize these. That's the puzzle. Those are two puzzles from this area. And there's, yeah, this must be the new thing. It's very small and hard to make out, but I don't think it resembles any location I've been to so far. And that gives me... The X's make me think it's barbed wire. Those look like trees. Maybe we'll find this place at some point? I don't know. As secret-ish spots go, it's somewhat strange. Yeah, I think I was lucky to not attract any noise, make any noise, so I might be able to just get out. Uh-oh. Where is he? There he is. Shit. Okay. First time shooting him. That was a pretty bad case of he's definitely in my way. It'd be hard to get away from him without doing a big loop in a weird direction. Oh, I have an extra bullet. That's nice. Rex, I found one a little bit ago. Overall, probably not a great trade. Net loss in resources. I basically just got a thing of fuel, which we've already invalidated as a valuable thing. But we have that photo to chew on. Not really a photo. It's just in the photo map. You can hear him behind. You can hear him behind the walls. That'll have to be it for now. Okay, so got the socket wrench. Our goal is to get the wire cutters, the bolt cutters. So we're gonna go for the warden's office now. And I need to use the warden's office control panel to open the prison cells. So based on that, I'm under the assumption that I need to turn the power on. So I'll probably turn the power on and we'll just actively start eating the power, and I'll just have to remember to run back and turn it off as soon as I can because it's a full tank right now. And then I think it's the bottom left storage is the one that's bolted shut. So if I get the bolt cutters from the cell, I can then go to storage and open that up to get whatever's inside that cell. That's a thing worth remembering on top of everything else. The prison's a little scary because it's just a linear hallway. So it's the type of place where you do need to be able to repel the monster in order to get away. I might want to bring a decent number of inventory slots. I might want to bring one of the bottles with me so I can throw it as a distraction, because it might save me from having to shoot a bullet. And that'd be nice, because I don't want to shoot another bullet. That would be not nice. Not nice. Weird fiddliness of these manually moved levers. I mean, it's my fault. They do give you feedback that tells you more or less whether or not you successfully use them. There is just a jankiness to them. So I'm still like emotionally wounded over that time that I lost so much time and resources because of a fucking lever that didn't go all the way down. Then there's that other time where I was trying to see if it was going down or not, and I pulled it down and let go, and it like went up, and I'm like, ugh. What are you doing? Literally, how dare you? That's the front door. The way that I'm not even using the fucking stopwatch. Update on prisoner. Update on prisoner 73014. With the rest of the cells empty, I have begun a program of aggressive interrogation. I hope the screams have not kept you awake. He continues to insist that he is a common soldier, that his rank was accidentally torn from his uniform, and that he knows nothing of the Second Army's plans. I do not believe him. I've ordered rations for the next 3 days. When next he's fed, I assume his gratitude will loosen his tongue. A final note. This work would be much easier if the officer wine rations were loosened. It's making some noises. Yeah, I think the new one's always at the bottom, no matter what order you get them in. I don't think they're sorted. So there's the maps. They specifically have the first 2 maps, but not these 3 maps. They're taking out bricks of the walls while reading something? I don't know. I feel like those are almost always empty, which is kind of a dick move overall. Yep. Just in case. The lighting freaking out. It just knows that it's time for horror. Where is he? He's back in the vents. Sorry, buddy. The game, I think, made me do it. It might have been optional to get this tool at all, but I don't know if there was a way to get it without killing him, because you have to open the door. How did he not trip this? I don't really understand how he never trips any of the traps. He's less fucked up than expected. We found the cutters. Oh, dog tags. The hay. Meat. Oh god. Yep, he's been getting into all the cells. My fucking inventory. Is he coming? Meat, medkit. Might just need to come back at this point. Ooh. Explosives. Flare. I'll do the cutting first, and then I can come back. Because it might make noise and make me have to run anyway. So there's fuel and flare. Fucker. Nope, 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 nope. Or I'll just have to run now anyway. Well, decision made. But now I can probably turn the fuel back off. I don't think he has a lot of opportunities to stop me on the way back here. Yeah. Okay, that's enough of you. Thank you, magic stopwatch. Okay, so we used 3 pips. That was still about as long as my usual excursion, where I do 2 fuels for 4 pips. Pips are not really an accurate way of describing sections of a fuel gauge. Fuck it. I can say that because I'm gay. Alright. How did this get here? Oh! Oh! Okay. Motherfucker. I was like, why is there debris in this room? Uh-huh. Oh my fucking god. It was inevitable, this escalation, I suppose. Oh, you fucker. He has a tunnel into my room now. That's bad. That means I can come back here and he can be in here, maybe. Or I can attract him by making noise in here. Like, we'll see how it plays out, but you probably now have to actually escape him each time. Like you need to do the runarounds of this area to get away from him until he actually gives up and loses track of you. Because if you run in here, he might just come out of the fucking tunnel. So we're not safe when we get... I don't know how that works with the save. Like there's a save button, so I don't know. I just saw the rubble. I'm like, there's not supposed to be rubble in here. It's funny, me doing all my like house tending has led to me paying more attention to my surroundings a little bit. And noticing if something like that happens, I guess. Now I really don't want you to make noise. I need those to settle down. Okay. Don't know what the mask is for. I mean, we know it's literally for. I just don't know yet where and when I want to use it. Okay, so I have the bolt cutters. Where do I even remember needing to use the cutters? There's probably something around here I haven't done yet. I don't necessarily remember. Or at least we'll need them going forward. I'm really drawing a blank on bolt cutter locations. There's definitely the one in the prison. That's what I was about to do until things got bad. Gotta get this inventory emptied. Funny thing is that these are all like small objects, so I don't want to take them out because I'll lose them, maybe. But I also don't want to take out the... Hey, I got another inventory slot. I never notice when that happens. I literally... They need to make like a sound cue or something that stands out to me more. Almost like... I have now picked up the inventory slot upgrade item 4 times and never noticed until I opened my inventory and realized there's more slots now. It's extremely funny. Jesus Christ. Like, I feel like I don't want the meat to be on the floor because it probably will attract, like, pests, right? My worry is that if I put the meat on the floor is that he'll come into my room. Okay, so... Don't need the wrench right now. This stuff's scattered everywhere, so you really notice how much of a mess it became too. This is gonna be my wood corner. There's just some sticks over here. And this table will be where I put these tools. Oh, you literally can't drop tools. They have to be in the chest or in your inventory. I guess that's smart because it means you can't lose them from being a weird hoarder. Let's see, cutters, gun, wrench, blah, blah, blah. I guess it's nice to give me inventory slot upgrades, because increasingly I can't put shit down. Okay. Let's try putting down the gas grenades, if I can. If I put them over there, they'll, like, roll under something. No. They're such annoying. They're so annoying about making them all like rolling objects. There we go. That one sat still. Now I'm like afraid to crank my own light in here. That sounds like a euphemism. Okay, they did put me a little. They did give me a little box here. There we go. I'm very smart. It actually is like a nice little grenade bin. I just want bins to put my rolling objects in so they don't roll around the fucking room and I lose track of them all. That gives me some space. Okay. So my goal is just to use the cutters. Don't need the wrench right now. Save space for anything I might find. Because we're now going to go back where I just came from. I hear him. I'm gonna go back to the prison in the dark, grab the couple items I saw, and open up the... Hi. Uh-huh. I don't know if there's usually 2 in a row. I mean, it's the whole bombardment, it's a war, but I've always felt like that was a more isolated sting. Some kind of like emergency light system. Something powers that stuff. Oh. Okay. Emergency power. There's an emergency reaction to power outages where all the doors close. So, keeping prisoners contained is prioritized over their survival. Which is expected, I guess, but grim. Just meat. Just a bit of meat as a treat. Uh-oh. Now that I have this route, I can have an alternate path, so I can escape a little bit. Fuck out of here. Okay, there was definitely supplies in there. I lost, it might not be worth coming back for, I mean, I can come back with power on, but the act of opening them will attract the monster again, which is a problem. But there's a flare and a fuel to keep in mind if I ever want them. So now I potentially don't want to be too loud going back to my base because he can be in there. The door should still work. But only until he goes in an event and comes out there. God, I'm so unhappy about that. Okay. More meat for the meat pile. I'm so normal. My first aid pile, because it's just unmanageable. Okay. A lot of stuff stashed. I think I want to go through the first level again with my two tools. Because I was there 1,000,000 years ago and do not remember anything about it. So between my cutters and wrench, I might be able to do something in there, is the idea. Don't like it. Why is this door never open all the way? Did my brick ended up? Yep, right behind it. I should have remembered this whenever I wanted a brick before. Probably should have just put the brick in my room so I could haul it all the way to places I needed to go. In any future context. The original burned bodies room. Here's something. Okay, literally woke up in here. It would be a nice little nod to hide something in here, but I don't know if they did. That'd be like a From Software moment of go back to the beginning of the game, and you can now go behind the beginning of the game for a secret. That's always fun. So that's it. That's most of my inventory already. So these games go. This is the original mess hall. God, it's so dark. This is just drink. It's probably the wine rations. I appreciate that at least on this difficulty, the monster's reaction to making noise is somewhat more comprehensible. I played Alien Isolation. I always want to say Aliens Colonial Marines. Why? The game's terrible. I played Alien Isolation on hard because that's the recommended difficulty by a lot of people, and specifically, the game was somewhat infamous for being really bad on easier difficulties. And I saw a previously recorded, by which I mean the series called previously recorded, review of it, where they thought the game was like insultingly bad, and so the advice I got from the response to all that was to play the game on hard. Because it's just apparently just really bad on other difficulties. Oh my god, is he coming? They make it a memorable location, too. There's not only debris, but that's where the gramophone was. So you're like, when that's obliterated, you're like, oh. And it's very, very, bad news. Okay. So that was good. We found some stuff back in what's called, I guess it's called the central bunker. It's tough because I've almost certainly encountered the I'm sure I've encountered the chain so many times. It's just this frustrating barrier of like, how do I get past this? I just can't remember where else, maybe. But that was a decent bit of clearing and feeling good about that, I guess. So it might be time to go into the arsenal now and see what I can find in there now that we can progress. I have the code, I have 2 different tools that open things, and we still need to find the dynamite and the plunger. So we've never found any of the actual objectives that we need to get out via the exit. We've never accomplished that yet, so that's a little scary. And I feel like the monster... I feel like they're foreshadowing the idea of the monster coming after me when I maybe even at the end when I'm finally ready to escape, by having that door open. That hole open, because now he could come at me and I won't be safe anymore when I'm potentially trying to, like, end this. There's definitely one way to make it so that I can't just cleanly leave, like I'll be under attack. Okay, nope. Got 8 shots right now. Okay. I think I might push in there without power for now to see what I can do. And then we'll come back with power turned on when I have more of a handle of what I'm doing. 'Cause I still am inclined not to waste power. Even though we have a lot of it at this point. My thing is that when you're first searching, you are literally turning on the things that even make the power work half the time. So the power's kind of being wasted. And also when I'm searching, it's when I'm moving, when I'm kind of poking forward without knowing what's next, that's when I move the slowest. So it just stresses me out to have the power on in a funny way. Even though obviously having the power on is supposed to be less stressful in a lot of ways. I still don't have access to this room. Right, I don't have the fucking map yet. Should have thought about that a second ago. Well, I have a pretty clean thing to try to do with that. Let's head on back. I just talked about trying to grab this brick and put it in my base for breaking doors. Uh-oh. Am I loud with this? I don't know. You like my balancing act? Yeah, I saw a lot of footage of the alien from Alien Isolation just behaving like an erratic little insane weirdo that wasn't any fun. In the easier modes. Oopsie. It made me drop it during the loading screen. You can take it between loading screens though. It's like a Half-Life game. One of my favorite traditions in Half-Life is the idea of taking some stupid object through the entire game, because you mostly can. Because the whole game has continuity to it. Uh-oh. This room might be safe, but I have no idea. It's definitely a dead end. But it's like a dead end objective location, so I feel like he might come in here. I think he hit my brick. I think I heard my brick bounce around. I'm Stwastool. Okay, no, he stopped moving. I was like, why did I stop hearing him? I didn't hear him leave, or even get quieter. Alrighty. Nope, still there. Part of the struggle is we're in a pretty small level right now. So if it insists on alien isolationing me and making them be in the same zone I'm in, there's almost nowhere else for them to be. It makes certain maps like really scary. Okay, that's the I'm going an event roar. Dickhead. Why can't I fucking... Okay. Oh, you have to aim it at the... You have to, like, aim it your reticle at it. That's funny. Okay. So this is where later game happens. We might have to power this pump to get forward. It looks kind of terrifying down there. AI-wise, I'm a little worried I might have made this area dangerous by opening that, because now he might be like, oh, well, now it's a level. I'm allowed to spawn here. You fucking here again? Sounds like he went away. I still want to get the map. Oh, he just politely broke the fucking door for me. That's not the first time that's happened. I did it again. It said, this time it said you can now carry more items in your inventory. Okay, so that's the notification. I must be thinking it's fuel. I must be thinking the vague... It's probably like a pouch. That's like a military pouch. That probably looks kind of like the fuel in the darkness, and I keep not registering that's a new item. But I definitely saw the notification this time, so I just picked up my 5th inventory upgrade. Damn. So helpful of that guy to do this for me. Oh, you can use the bolt cutters on the tripwires. That's interesting. I wouldn't try to do that. That sounds terrifying and like a great way to get killed by the trap. Why doesn't he trigger traps? That's weird. Submap's been added to the main thing. Explosive storage area, 2 tunnels. Okay. So the water area leads to the tunnels. So if I can pump the water out, get deflood, then we'll get to the tunnels. But then turning left takes me to the actual explosive storage, and that's our objective to get the bomb. It's so funny to me that I brought this over to the door, and just to when he was investigating the noise, he broke the door. I can't see. Oh, they made him come at me. I'm watching that fucking thing. That's spooky enough that they could literally never pay it off and I would still be upset for the rest of the playthrough about it. Okay. It's not a huge area. I mean, it's kind of huge. It's got the biggest rooms we've ever seen. Yeah, it's as big as everything else, but it's mostly one huge room. Storage area A and B with a little wall in the middle. It might have all sorts of fucked up, complex stuff in there, though. It could be like a maze of boxes and crates that you have to like stealth around and through, and that could be really stressful. We get to think about that. My record. Let's just dump this one. The tank's not fuel. The tank's not full. Oh. I thought I had 3 pips to go. Was that another super tank? They're just our bigger ones sometimes, aren't they? I think I might have just wasted a quarter tank. Weird. It's been 1 million years, so let's just review the objective. I've not seen another human for hours now. I might be the last. But in the hope that there might be another, I leave this now, so you do not waste any time. There's only one exit. The only way out of this hell of our own making. It was blown closed. It needs to be blown open. Don't bother digging. Impossible. Blow it up. The dynamite is locked in the arsenal. The detonator handle is somewhere down in the Roman tunnels. Deeper in the hell. I go now to try to retrieve them both. Though I do not know if you exist, I pray for you. Please extend me the same courtesy. The Boyce Run might have been the last survivor as far as they are aware. And yeah, same thing as we know, dynamite's in the arsenal, and the handle for the plunger is in the Roman tunnels. Let's see. It's a bad time all around. We might need the gas mask in one of those places. We'll see. No idea if the gas mask was intended to be mandatory or optional. But we're still scouting, so I don't have specific tools I'm trying to bring with me necessarily. But at this point, we might be late enough in the process that I might want to start just burning all of my oil and just really embrace having light, because I do kind of need to keep pushing forward. And he's really aggressive in there. He's really like... I'm losing a lot of time to him just sort of camping. At this point, I've saved up enough that maybe it's time to feel powerful for a moment. So that was a shotgun shell. Yeah. So I think that's a shotgun shell, because the one I can't open says it has shotgun shells in it. There must be a shotgun somewhere. There's another source. But a worry is that what if he's attracted to the noise of the generator? Like, what if he comes after the generator itself, now that he has access to this room? That might even be what they're trying to foreshadow, which is scary. Did I save right before doing this? I should not run in my own room. We'll save, then we'll go for the arsenal and try to push in deep. Especially since like, I don't know if the power will even work in the tunnels. This might be the last chance to use it. Right now we're basically using the power from my bottles that I found. Oh, good. Okay. Let us begin. That thing recommended using the bolt cutters on these trips. Probably a good idea, because I'm gonna have to cross by them a lot of times. It's terrifying. I get out the grenade though. Nori. Body is burned. Ah. Gah! I missed one. I missed a trap. Damn it. I finally died into a trap. Scared the shit out of me. Ah. All right. Got a little too nervous just about hearing that. Having to drag your mouse for gestures is so weird. And I constantly like fling the screen around before and afterwards or fail and so on. All right. God damn it. Alright, let us try this again. There it is. Oh, it's the sightline's brutal on that one. Okay, the arsenal code 3504. That is a real big room to search. Okay. It doesn't spontaneously take out my fucking defenses. Explosive storage. Does not appear to have a functioning door. Nothing there, really. Don't love hearing him around. This is obliterated. I don't know if he cares about this kind of light, the red light. Oh boy. Ah. Hmm. What happened here? Did he just pulverize this whole wall? They're looking pretty big. My entire inventory full? Almost. About to be. But these are all gas grenades, right? Yeah. These are still not flame sources, so I can't really clear that very well. Okay. Ta-da! There's my solution for dealing with inventory items for now. Just put them all near the front door, and I can do trips later if I want them. At the very least, something to deal with. Running out of space now. Could regret it because I could have used that against the monster, but I can shoot him still. Is this holding this up? I care about this as an alternate path. It's a route you can drag the explosive barrel at least, if I have reason to think that'll help. Let's keep my light on because I want to not be surprised by tripwires. Is he coming? There's a few explosives around. Okay, so these fuckers are blocking the only way forward. Ow! Is he coming? Things seem a little non-ideal. Went and created a gas problem for myself here. Alright, I hurt myself and created a gas problem, so I think we might want to deal with that real quick. So I'll heal real quick, maybe grab the gas mask so I don't have to wait actively for that. Like how dark it got in here. Did that whole table move? Why couldn't I get behind it? I don't know how they're gonna deal with the idea of have that tunnel being open just because there's still a save in the room and it still functions, so if you saved, you're still good. Right? Yeah, I feel like these are giving me more gas than before. That's weird. I'm not gonna like this mask, am I? We need to keep going deeper. I'm even tempted to bring the lighter just in case, although fire sources are obviously dangerous. Get used to what this looks like, I guess. gonna suck, isn't it? Uh-huh. Sure is. Oh, it's gonna suck so good. Oh, I can't even hear the ticking anymore. Not really. This means I'm kind of deaf to surrounding... Oh, that's brutal. Alright. That means we're also kind of deaf to, the monster. Oop. Oh, same hand, right. Uh-huh. I think I did create a persistent gas problem, though. So it's gonna be hard to tell if he's even around. But I can't go through that without a gas mask. Is it safe to use this? Can't see shit. I guess the gas hopefully works on the rats. Keep an eye out for tripwires. They're harder to see than ever now. There's a spot. And unfortunately, I have no idea if the gas works on him. It probably works on the rats, because the rats seem to be at least mostly rats, and not just a crazy alien monster. If I find a tripwire, I won't even, like, register that I tripped it probably. I probably won't hear it. Is the gas clearing? Maybe. Yep, the rats are back. Well, we have this thing's open now because of the rats being gone. Sorry, that's, this path's open because I blew it up, so... Rats aren't in the way of that. A lot of holes for him in here. It's a bar a buffet. What am I accomplishing in here? Where am I going? Oh, here we go. These are noisy. I would like a light source in here, please. Oh, don't like that sound. Strong dislike. Okay. Shooting that might be the way forward. Crawl through here? Not really. Did they line up anywhere? Can't climb over that. But he's like in this room right now. Please crawl away so I can tell what's happening here without being afraid the whole time. Do I drag the table over there and hop over this? Or does this have to blow up? It kind of has the Hanna-Barbera effect going on a little bit where it looks kind of bright. I don't hear him. I do hear him. Hello? Flare? I didn't see that earlier. Keep quiet. So yes. So logically he's gonna inspect the noise, right? Don't want him to find me. What's that? Cloth. Nope. Went back in the vents. I was about to throw a bomb. I throw a bottle down that room. Okay, so there's a fair number of wooden structures and broken rubble around. So I think they're just kind of suggesting that you can deal with this room by breaking all of the wooden structures. You just need to come up with any group of them to break. If I break this, for example, we get a shorter path through the room. It's like there are shorter ways through this area than the one I found. But a lot of my plan involved going around stuff as much as possible instead of breaking it all. Because every bomb invites him over. Keep looking at the floor, can still be surprised by a bomb. Like, this is definitely an explodable spot, and that's where they suggest using it. That's where it is. But I liked my route better. Okay. So I correctly anticipated that was going to be a fucked up rat maze, and that I might want to have the power on the whole time to make it more reasonable. He's doing that in the dark when he has free reign the whole time. Actively a problem. Can you open this door? Yes, there's a big deal item. That's what we're here for. Oh, I don't need all of these bottles. And I can have the TNT. Is there no way to get the fuck back out of here? This door just doesn't open? Grenade? There's just so much fuel and like nice things in this room, but my inventory is full. We don't need the fuel. I've got the dynamite bundle. That's a big deal. Okay. I need to find the detonator in the tunnels. Is there a brick or anything nearby? Okay. Well, I want to know what's in here. It's a gas grenade instead of a normal grenade. You would think you could just beat something with whatever tools you have at this point. Okay, so I don't have a brick. It didn't give me a regular grenade. A brick, okay. Might have to book it. Ah. Go on a little vacation for a minute. We'll be back. Just go on a little vacation. We'll just hang out. Using up all my gas, being sad about it, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. This is fine. Any more bottles to throw? No, I have lost all my bottles. Any hint of him out there? I'm amused by the idea that if I throw the brick into the door, it might be a valid strategy that he might just break the door himself because the noise brought him there. I think he's broken 2 of the doors I've tried to open now for me, which is extremely funny. Go away, buddy. Yep. He does a big roar before he goes into vents, but it could put for a moment you think it's the big roar before he comes and gets you. game definitely has alien isolation in its DNA. Concern is I opened this, but my inventory is full. Hope there's cool notes in here. Or the shotgun, maybe? Oh, ammo. I'm allowed to pick those up. Fuel and heart. There's just meat everywhere, but it always looks like a human heart. And it's like, who put this here? Is there nothing in here? I guess they did give us the brick right there. Oh, it's so deeply disappointing, though. Okay, well, let's just get out of here with my dynamite. This whole area does feel like it was kind of lacking any notes. Just because it's fun to get, like, little story bits. So he's obviously not a vampire or anything. And as far as we can tell, he doesn't care about... He's not actually, like, afraid of the light. Like, on a visceral, like, actually gonna stop him kind of way. But he's disinclined to go in the light. So you have to, like, actively fuck up and make a bunch of noise to lure him into the light, as far as I can tell. Surprisingly, this zone just seemed to be devoid of the entire mechanic where you open, where you turn on lights throughout it. He might be on the way out. We'll watch out. Okay, book it. Those are some regular grenades I could have used earlier. They were all the way out here. Is he around? You can hear him. Okay, let's give our power a rest. What do we got in my inventory right now? So we got the big thing, some flares, fuel. I'll just go ahead and put that in right now. Ultimately, I didn't really have much of an advantage from getting the gas mask because the gas dissipated shortly afterwards there, so it would have helped if I had it immediately. But I ran all the way back for it, and by the time I got back, there was barely time for it to be relevant because it dissipated. But at the time, I was concerned that it might be a more permanent problem. Like I might have just created a big problem for myself. Gas grenade. And generally just put my grenades down here. In the grenade bin. It won't let me... The physics doesn't want to interact, so it won't let me close the lid while the grenade's there. Which I was trying to use... I was trying to close the lid to drop the grenade in. That's a lot of fucking grenades. Y'all think I might underuse consumables? I think there was probably room for me to have played on hard mode. But I don't know how hard might be. That's always the struggle playing games blind, is that you don't know what the best difficulty is going to be for your experience. And then, after you've played the game, you already know the game a lot now. So you don't even necessarily... now it's like, well, now I know how the game plays, so sure, maybe I'm ready for hard mode now, but that doesn't change whether or not it would have been better or worse for my first experience. Because like now you can, there's an experience of like, you can never go back. Because there's an element of like you learning the game as you go, and the amount you've learned also shifts the difficulty a lot. Keep thinking E will stop looking for some reason. So there's the tunnels. That's where we want to go. I'm gonna go ahead and put the dynamite where it belongs now. Because that just undoes potential work for me later. I'm like, what's my worry? That's gonna go off on its own. If we could only be so lucky. I think the stuff is, you need like electricity or something. There's like a trick there. I do wonder if there's a way to like get the plunger to trigger without having to go in the tunnel. Not obviously not in the video game, but I feel like I wonder if there's a way he could solve this problem right here and now that I've been going into the worst thing that's ever existed. Which is what feels like is coming next. Okay. So I feel like the next step is to pump the water. So I want to do a whole trip where I just pump the water out of the storage area. I don't know how that works, but I figure it just has a pump in there. Pump requires electricity, so I probably need to just go over and turn on my pump, turn on my generator, then go over there and power the pump. And that might do it, but it might not fully do it. Don't know yet. Hard to be sure. I think I already loaded my gun. Yep. Okay, so save and do. I'm not bringing supplies with me because it's just a quick basic thing. Might bring a bottle with me just to distract him. Just in case. Don't feel the need to get a lot of power right now. No, not that bottle. That bottle's accounted for. This game has a fantastic gameplay loop. But there is a certain level of like comfort you kind of get at some point, but it's always there's always tension still. It reminds me of Subnautica on some levels with that, just like the vibes of why I kind of enjoyed that, even though it was like there was like some cozy task stuff to do, but also I was upset all the time. Okay, see, that's a bad sign. Okay, so I probably have to follow. I have to go through the water. Uh-huh. There's no way you get to go through the water. You get to skip the water level. I need to pull the thing. And that might enrage. That might aggro him and enrage it. Can I fit through here? Oh, underwater. Maybe don't get electrocuted to death, please. Is he coming? Is he coming? So this obviously makes noise, and that's something to be worried about. So will the water come back when this is turned off? That was kind of a chance to move some things around, because if you moved them while they were floating, they were probably lighter. Explosive? Nope. Unimportant objects that are physics objects are funny because they're like extremely light in the physics engine, and you can move them around effortlessly. So they clatter around like VR items. Okay, maybe we'll take a preemptive peek at the tunnels. See what I'm looking at here. I want this thing to block my path going forward, if I can avoid it. Please. Uh-huh. So going forward, we don't know what the tunnels are even shaped like. Oh. We can get a map. I think I might just go to this room, then go back. See what I can grab to help to protect me going forward. I don't know if we're going to be really getting supplies going forward, because nobody... I mean, they were working here. Uh-oh. Why'd the power go out? Is that a save point? Those are eyeballs. Oh, goody. Toussaint Before, Toussaint's madness. Had to see what the dark held. Had to. Noyer, Faber, all of them. They don't have the right kind of eyes. There's a world down here full of seductions and secrets, and my eyes are right for it. Never mind, they trapped me down here. I've seen a vision of a gone world, bloody and terrible, beautiful and awful, godly and infernal, all around me. Voices, the past, clawing, spinning, whirling. I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want. Have to stop it. Can't see it anymore. It tasks me with what I do not know. Please, God above, if you ever were there, end this. Give me some way to end this. I see it now. I see it now. See not. See it now. Whirling and whirling and whirling, it calls for blood. Oh. Uh-huh. Okay, so is this tunnels? Okay, that might be the tunnels. I went forward, there was a left and a right turn. The right turn was a dead end. The left turn went to this big cone-shaped room. I think SL is where I'm standing right now. So I think this might be a map of what's going forward. So that's good to know. So then going there and finding this note was a big deal then. Okay. Shit, where did I even find this? I don't remember which place I found this now, but this is probably the map of the tunnels then. It's because I'm looking at the X's. I thought that might be barbed wire, but I also was wondering if it was a rock. It just has a roughness to it. Something that implies something other than solid normal walls. So I turn right, and then there's a bunch of stuff going on in this general direction. I don't know what any of the symbols mean. There's a little 5 and a 3, and there's little tags pointing at parts of the screen. Here it is. 3, 5, don't know what that says, don't know what that says. This looks like Roman altar-y kind of room thing. Big tunnels room. Three ways through there, 2 ways through there. Big room here. Little stairs maybe going up to here. Overall, the issue is we just don't know. We don't know where the plunger is. There's no indication of where it is specifically. Level design wise, it makes the most sense that maybe you have to go through here, maybe open this door as a shortcut from that side. To be able to not have to go all the way around in the future. Then you have to go all the way down. Like, this is the most distant part of the map, so that's logically where they'd put the thing that we need to continue. But without finding our way in, we don't know yet. Let's see. I'm inclined to go back and quickly stock up on an entire arsenal of Molotov cocktails to throw at this guy if he gets in my way. The problem being that I don't know if that's actually any more helpful than just having a gun. I don't know, the gas is on right now, maybe I should just keep going. Maybe my giant supply of oil, while it's fun to think about having a giant supply of Molotov cocktails, maybe it's not that helpful. Like, really everything in this game is less a weapon and more of a key, right? So Molotov cocktails clear corpses, and grenades clear obstacles, but as loudly as possible. And, I guess to like always, I guess, like, I don't know, I'm a little demystified on this thing. Like, this looks like it genuinely is just, like, a human structure, the Roman tunnels. I was expecting, like, a horrible, dark labyrinth that I'm cut off and stuck in, and I'm, like, disoriented, and the monsters here And it's after me and more aggressively a problem that I can't actively avoid. But I might be able to continue forward just with my bullets. And then I can retreat for keys and tools when I go backwards as I need them. It's weird. I'm surprised there's a save point in here. Because there's never been another save point anywhere in the entire game. Give me bottles. There's the eyes. Don't like that. That might be how he took them out. Got the door open. So the shotgun can open doors. I don't know how they took such a perfect photo. How the fuck did he take a photo like this in 1916? Right, oh yeah, this is World War I. Yeah. I don't think photos developed fast enough to take a photo like that. But they're telling me that somewhere in here is the shotgun, and the shotgun can just straight up open a wooden door by force. Comment on Neuer's report. From Javert to Renard. Neuer's report. Our mad classicist has struck again. Neuer has filed a report claiming that the Romans used these tunnels to hold sadistic bacchanals, great festivals of cruel combat, torture, and worse. Further, he says that these were all held in an arena over a great pit. Any who fell into it fell into screaming darkness. His words. What a poet. I've been in the tunnels. They are tunnels. Full stop. Recommend surveillance on Neuer. So the entrance is on my right according to the map, right? So, let's see if there's anything hiding over here. There's tools. Lots of tools. Just more bottles around. A concern is that the madman might be down here. See, I'm down to just 4 pips. Okay, let's just start scouting. I have a lot of fuel left. I've kind of earned the ability to be a little wasteful and just have my fuel on all the time. But it's obviously could be massively wasteful because I don't know if there's going to be any light sources down here. But they were actively going in here, so they could have set up lights. There it is, the fucking plunger. Okay. Did they just update the thingy with it? Is it okay, so this might not be the map or not. Okay, so I'm here. Okay, so the plunger's here. The plunger is here. I'm guessing that this door and this door are both locked. So I have to go all the way back around through here, then down through here or something. There's probably a blockage here. I'm like puzzling out the longest route possible through the map. Because it's probably what they'll do. The fuckers. Okay. There's like a fucked up space rock or something here. Like, that wouldn't have been here when they dug the tunnels. It's obviously not supposed to be there. Okay, what the fuck? It's hard to see. I'm not taking gas damage yet, though. We whirled the... Okay, the madman's here. Santa's here.
It all gets lost in a terrible twirl.
It's a fucking dead end. God damn it.
Can't save the sun.
Okay, let's just find out.
Smoke.
I anticipate having to try again.
See the dirt for all the dead folk.
Exploding barrels. Okay, so that's blocked as expected.
Down on my knees.
Big brick. son. Ooh! He has the shotgun. Okay.
It all gets lost, lost in a blinding twirl.
Nope. Not my proudest moment. Kinda fucked, aren't I?
A sad day in the park.
Was that fake?
A stone reminder.
Are there fake ones walking around? What's going on here?
A horse's dirty blinder. I hear you.
I got shot. I wasted a second shot there.
I've given my share. Now your turn.
I do have a healing kit. Okay. Behind the door.
A child's empty hand.
Very destructive of you, sir.
A rain-stained armband. The news of the singing and singing.
That's not real.
We were the world,
Fuck was that?
the world we were.
You dead? That's quite the death pose he's got there. The shotgun. There were so many weird shadows everywhere, you fuckers. You have to use the shotgun, don't you? They just foreshadowed this. Is the fucking monster gonna come now? A pocket bag. I finally saw it. The inventory upgrade. Whoa. Okay. I can't see shit. Okay, so the tunnels were mostly a madman's gauntlet, more so than like their own standalone level. Where is this? They were pretty ready for me to die when they freaking put that there. The save point. Okay, so... this is an opening I'm at, maybe? I went around here. Fell down here, I think. Went to the side paths. Didn't really explore this place fully necessarily. Don't fully know what's there and whatnot, but this... I found the door back to there. Where's this? There's the confirmation. This is the giant hole. It's corrupted with something. So when I gave him spring water, it was probably from this thing. Yep. This was my crime. There's the toy. No, the toy. I gotta take the toy back. Lambert's dog tags. A stuffed rabbit toy might have sentimental value to someone, can be thrown. Oh no. Lambert's gonna show up at the end, isn't he? And I need to throw the toy to distract him. Oh, that's tragic. This requires you to understand that Lambert is the monster specifically, which wasn't the hardest to guess. I got there like immediately, but this more or less confirms it. That's a very neat touch. Huh? Oh, those are fake, right? The fucked up shadows are so weird, yeah. I can see... So that's what they're afraid of, is these fake shadows everywhere. Probably not entirely fake. Probably technically exist in some way. Which is upsetting in its own way. Leave me alone. See? No blood trail. I do need to find my way back out now. Lose everything except for the Lambert code. There is like some tragedy to being close to the end of this game in that there's like a part of me that just wants to have like how do I put it? You want to use all your resources on something. It's like you've been hoarding them, trying to be careful, and then you feel stupid if you hoarded them too good, and then just beat the game with all these leftover resources. But that's usually what happens in these games, because the alternative is usually to kind of cheat. Like you don't use all your resources in. You use all your resources fairly often in games like Resident Evil 4, but that's because it's just a linear combat gauntlet that is actively adjusting the loot drops based on whether or not you currently have too many of them or too few of them. As opposed to a game where you're actively have a fixed amount of resources in the game and have to try to adapt to that. I think I have been to the lowest chamber. I think this might be the back corner. So like this might be the statue I'm at right now. Yeah, there was a drop to get in, so I guess I have to go all the way back around. And around the place where I shot the door, I think I opened a way back. I think the door I shot actually is the way back to the beginning. Those things are startling. Especially the weird, fucked up ones. Like, what is that guy? What's his deal? What if I just got lost here for like another hour? Just trying to leave a room that might have no hazards and no gameplay. But I just genuinely can't see anything in here. would definitely worry about the air quality around here. Why is there like a battlement here? It's because they were worried people would attack from that direction. So I went in this way. Right? There's a light. Does that guide me somewhere? I'm actually having trouble here. Because the map's not entirely helpful because you don't actually know where you're able to leave through because you have to drop down. Here, I think. At this point, my power's already out, so there's no like ticking clock. So there's actually no tension right now, which is a little funny. I kind of wonder if the game should have been more dangerous when the power was out to further incentivize you to actually have it on more often. Because by the end, I had a lot of fuel left because I was incentivized to conserve it. But then I just successfully conserved it too much, basically. Dude, I do not know where I could. I think this is the other side of the battlement. I cannot tell where I had to leave this place. I'm just gonna hug the left wall. This is like the direction I should be able to leave in. Can you leave via... Do you leave via the... Do you leave via this crater? I thought this was like a side thing, maybe. How fucked up was I if I didn't notice that this was like a really fucked up puddle when I fed it to him? Or had this stuff not fully grown out of it yet? There's no way out through here. This is rough. Okay. Well, there's nothing stopping me from running around right now. I don't think even the monster comes here. The light points me back towards the beginning. I don't understand. This is unfortunate. Y'all, you trapped me in a horrible gas miasma labyrinth with no threats and no ticking clock and no direction. How do I leave? So I believe I'm currently here, where I dropped down probably. I don't see a way to get out that way. I think I had shot this door to get here. And that takes me to the pit. This fucker can't grab things to climb. I feel like maybe they could have like... Okay, that... I could blow something up with that. I feel like they could have lessened the severity of all this shit once you defeat him. Like, maybe you don't need to, like, make it this hard to see after you've won the fight. Maybe I can drag this all the way over. And make a stair- and make stairs?
It's funny because I've never had a point of no return drop in this game till now. So this is all, does this get me out? Okay, there we go. Very goofy. Did I find any more ammo for this thing? Sure used some of it. Yep. Okay, did not have to do a return trip. Now I've got a lot of resources, but ultimately it wasn't about fighting the monster, it was about fighting Toussaint, so... There probably is still a showdown coming with the monster, since they even gave me the resource I need. In fact, them giving me a save point here makes me feel like my original base is no longer safe, and that I might need it on the way out, just as much as I need it on the way in. I guess we'll find out. At this point, we've like essentially beaten the map as we know it, at least, which is kind of interesting. But I don't know if this game has 30 seconds of game left, or if it might do a whole thing. Oh. There's the dead end we saw on the map. So yeah, that did ultimately turn out to be a picture of how to get out of here. Or how to get around this area. The moment I see him, I'm just gonna hit tab and potentially switch to the toy. Maybe not the moment I see him, but specifically like if there's a final confrontation or something, like if he comes at me while I'm trying to use the plunger. These are regular grenades. Probably don't need that many more bottles. Detonator handle. Got a lot of tools on me. Just kicking grenades around. This is safe. Is he camping my room? Is there a strategy to using the stairs with a ramp? Like which one's quieter? It's like, won't let me go this way? Was that always the case? Is it because this window's this tilted a certain way? I feel like I used to be able to go on that side of the wall, but maybe I don't remember trying. Okay. Now what? At these two. Don't see why I shouldn't just pump what's left of my gas into this thing. So much gas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I just picked up 15. And then there's 2 in here, so 17 tanks of gas is my current total, functionally. Does that one have less than the other ones? Maybe not. Okay. Gas is full if I need it. Shotgun might only have 1 round. Can't load any more in. I can see 1 round in there, right? That's how that works. I think this one ejects its shells when it fires. many medkits. Let's see. Probably grab one of these for whatever comes next. So look at all this fucking healing. Flares. These are all my tools. Oh geez, if I bring all my tools, they take up this much space. It's a nightmare. Before I do that, I do have Lambert code 8303. I only missed one in the whole game.
July 1916. Up again. In the chapel. Trying to pray, but my mind is too alive with thoughts of the crater. The rabbit. And that water. Its taste. And yet I don't feel tired. Instead I feel this itch. This sense that there are things I must do. Purpose. A bloody purpose higher than any of man's petty wars. 13th July 1916. Morning. Everyone's talking about hearing scratching at the walls. Tremblay even claims to have heard howls echoing through the barracks. I feel strange myself. Can barely find the words to write. My hands feel so odd. Gnarled. Bulbous. Like they don't belong to me. I hesitate to write this, but a thought keeps echoing in my head. A thought I must not act on. A bloody thought so seductive. It calls. It calls. It calls. 15th July 1916. Madness in the barracks this morning. Renard's dead. They say murder but will not show us the body. A dream rises in my mind. Countless cruel eyes upon me. Must check on Henri. Wish he would wake. Could use a friend. My prayers remain unanswered. 18th July 1916. Blood on my hands. Blood on my hands. Blood on my hands. Their pain. I want more of it. I can hear Tremblay now. Coming closer. 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 I can get what I want from him.
Okay, so over the course of those 3 days, he definitely twisted. His conscious mind started fully changing there. Scratching in the walls. Howls. I wonder if he was transforming back and forth, or if he just genuinely didn't seem monstrous from the outside and was just like a regular man, seemingly running around, going around killing people. Never found Travers' grenades. Not gonna be the end of the world there. Jesus. Is it even darker than normal? Okay. If we game design brain for a moment, there's the idea that, like, they probably don't require... Let's see, some of these. They probably don't require door opening tools in the ending, Or if they do, they'll let me come back. Because otherwise, like if they trap me into some kind of set piece, then they'd have to enforce me actually having those tools on me. Or it'll break. We probably don't need the wire cutter and the bolt thing anymore. Only really need the lighter if I'm gonna bring Molotovs. But I have been keeping all of these flares. I don't even know if the flares work on him is the problem. I just know that he is afraid of light, but that doesn't stop him once he comes after you necessarily. So at that point, it's unclear if I can do much about that. I don't know if meat works on anyone but regular rats. So you got a big health kit here. The real answer might just be, hey, I have guns. And everything else is just kind of up in the air. I can bring some big healing, which only helps if he doesn't actually catch me and kill me. Grenades might be the best chance to actually hurt him, but it does require... Maybe I'll keep... Oops. Maybe I'll bring a couple of normal grenades. I'm bringing the plunger to do the actual bomb. The rabbit toy to distract him. Got all of my guns that I have, which is like 1 shot and 4 shots, not amazing. I've got healing, I've got 2 different type of grenades to try to use, but ultimately, like, just kind of gotta improvise and see how it goes. Let's see. I shouldn't need the watch, because that's for timing the thing. I could very well you need the flashlight just to see. 2 guns. 3rd grenade, maybe. Ideally, I come back after I use the detonator if there's any more game left, because then I have a slot open, but I don't know what's going to happen when I use the detonator. Either way, I'll save and I can come back and undo things if bad happen. I have no idea where this is going right now. There's just so much shit in my house. I've just hoarded everything. But yeah, I'm unsure if I want to make Molotov cocktails, because like I could definitely do it, but I just don't know if it'll work that well, because I don't know how likely I am to be able to light it in time and throw it at him. And I don't know if a direct hit will work on him, or if it just creates a fire hazard on the floor that he doesn't care that much about. And notably, the fire on the floor, it could fuck me up. Because it could trap me and make it so I can't go somewhere. So ultimately I might just want to ignore this stuff, because like grenades open doors and barriers, and Molotovs open rats, and like those are like essentially keys and not necessarily the best combat items all the time. Medkits are dubious in their own way. It's like a big slow healing item where it requires me to have specifically not been killed by him, but already been hit by him, and I usually just get killed by him if he catches me. I don't know, we'll just have to see what happens going forward. I'm smart. Is that my footsteps? Okay. Let's do it. Yeah. Uh-huh. That's not light that I'm seeing. Oh. We literally made it worse. Uh-huh. And he's not coming to the noise? That's surprising. Okay, made a hole in the ground. Goody. 2 flares, 3 grenades, 2 health kits. Let's make 1 Molotov as a treat. Why not? Wait, no, I don't use the Molotov as a treat because I fucking have to bring the lighter for that. That's a huge pain in the ass. Okay, just bring another grenade. More grenades, I guess. Uh-huh. Oops. 3 grenades seems like a lot. I'll bring the gas mask, because gas can come up, and I can definitely help myself by having this available. I don't know. We'll see how this fucking goes. Alright, everything's loaded as much as I can be, right? Like, that's just how much ammo I have. Alright, point of no return drop. Here we fucking go. Don't know what happens now. Uh-huh. My footsteps around here always make me think I'm hearing myself behind me. I just think he's coming. I don't like that. Well, this is as bad as things could have gone. Uh-huh. 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 Down. I have to leave my poor generator behind. I love that thing so. I took some... He's back. Okay. Okay. I miss my generator. It was my little nest. I had so many cool things in there. I was doing such a good job. It's very it's just disconcerting to have to leave behind all the shit that I've amassed. I made a little life for myself, you know? Top 10 cozy games of 2024. Amnesia the Debunker. I don't know if this was even a this year game anymore. What the fuck? Oh, there goes that bridge. Not going that way. Uh-huh. So this is all threatening to cave in and create another giant hole like the one we saw elsewhere. This might be a sign of what was originally down here. This distinctly does not look Roman. That looks like it's made of metal. Oh, what the fuck? Sometimes it glows way more. Another point of no return drop. What the fuck? It feels like the type of stuff someone would put in to represent like the kind of weird fucked up science, the weird fucked up like magic that Nazis thought they were gonna find during... Okay, that is just a tentacle. So we're just going we're going specifically Lovecraft, it looks like. Okay. Raises and lower bridge. Uh-huh. But at what cost? Oh, there he is. Okay. Is there one over here? Can I make this bridge go up? Nope. If I do this, can you not go this way? It doesn't go back down on its own. This looks like a wooden bridge, which means he can probably break this one. Okay, so he's specifically ahead of me. I can't affect this bridge. It's a bottle. Is there a dog tag here? I feel like it's my job to find everyone's dog tags if I can. Does he see me? Oh, he's right behind me. Cool. Okay. Oh, he's kind of coming. Oh, fuck. Oh, he coming! Oh, he coming! Oh, he coming, oh, he coming, oh, he coming. Will he break this bridge? Is that going to happen because it's made of wood? Because that's what my concern was. It's coming straight at me. Is he always coming straight at me, but slowly-ish? Looks like it. Okay. Okay, time to leave. I think I need to lure him as far away as I can. I think that the previous level might have been tutorializing the idea of using these blocks to get in, get upstairs. Nope, 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 nope. I don't like the wooden bridges because it's already been set up that they will break at some point when that one other one broke. Which means at some point I'm not going to have a bridge, a path I can take that worked before. Okay, I moved the big block. If I move the small block, then I can climb onto the big block. Uh-huh. I see. Uh-oh. Yip, 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 yip. I have suffered an ouchie. Not that much damage, though. Did he get it? Showed him the beast bunny. Aw. Fuck you. Okay, there he made it that time. Ah! Nope, nope. Oh no! That's specifically bad! Nope, 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 nope. Do 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 do. Fuck you. Do do do. Move, 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 move! Uh-huh. No, I'm good. Uh-oh. Oh, he's just a thing that people are gonna deal with now. Oh, I thought that was my hand for a second there. Did they not smell me in all of the corpse? So all of my open wounds are not gonna go good for me. Oh! Did I do it? Congratulations, you're welcome back to World War I. Your win condition. Fuck! Huh. Well, we did it. Now Lambert is everyone else's problem. And then our character died 30 seconds later because they're in World War I. In fact, the first voice we heard was German. Mach schnell, go fast. So, that's not good news for him. Sorry, George Blagden. Huh. Well, I get to cool down now a bit. I had a lot of fun with that. That was a good time. Pretty tight 8-hour experience, actually. I really enjoy being afraid of exploring while needing to explore, I guess. That's like my jam, I guess. So like Pathologic, Outer World, no, Outer Wilds a little bit, not really that one. Subnautica. I feel like I had a different example and I lost it mid-thought. Oh, Prey. Prey was fun because it fucking took your hoarding mentality of wanting to grab everything in a Fallout-looking game or a Bioshock-looking game and was like, haha, what if some of them might be monsters, though? What if that can of beans is a monster? It's an evil spider. Very funny. Very polished, focused thing. It was interesting having a game that's so built around just having that monster and rats. And those are the two enemies, that's it. But there was all these interesting little dynamics going on. It kind of does have like an immersive sim vibe to some of the individual things going on, where it's just like find your own solutions to all these complex problems. Hey, you can blow up like a significant percentage of what's in the environment to make it easier to get around, but it'll also make it easier for the monster to get around. But in the act of blowing stuff up will make the monster come to that location probably, but also sometimes the monster breaks things on his own, or you can trick him into breaking things. And there's fire, a bunch of different tools you can craft and come up with your own solutions or approaches to things. I feel like like despite the fact that the game's fairly straightforward overall, and doesn't have that crazy of objectives, because the objectives are just get here and get the thing and then get back, I do feel like there'd be like a fair variety in play styles. Like the kind of person who just hard commits to the generator as that being a core gameplay mechanic and is always running the generator and always just pumping gas into it and just trying to move very fast as a response to that, versus like me responding to the generator and power being like, oh, this stuff's important, but it's so important I should try to save it. And so I used the generator specifically when I felt like I needed to, which led to me having a lot of generator left over because I was just using it when I felt like I needed it to actually be able to be unharassed and to finally accomplish something. But otherwise, we'll try to explore it in the dark. The fact that the rats behave differently in different contexts, like whether or not you're currently wounded at all, so there's a reason to heal, not just because you think you might die, but because being not full on health causes some problems. Time played 6 hours. Longest time between saves 30 minutes. That had to be the final boss fight, right? Or second to last boss fight, because that's when I was just lost, running around circles for a while, which I'll probably edit some of that out because I was genuinely just not going anywhere. A few criticisms for me is just tiny things of like, there's finickiness that can add to the horror, but is also just kind of annoying. Like just how much trouble I had burning corpses because you can just slightly miss, and how it won't propagate to the corpse is very frustrating. The way that levers don't like... One, I don't totally love the move your mouse to interact with stuff way of doing things, but especially don't like how the finicky devices don't really like lock in their open and closed positions, so they can very easily get stuck in between spots. Like that time that I lost a bunch of time to a lever not being fully pulled was frustrating. Times where I would just like not realize a door was not locked because I struggled to reconcile that you just like, oh, I clicked on it and tried pulling, or I tried pushing, or I tried pressing E. Like, your reflex is to press E to open doors, so I don't know how much it matters that you can open the doors slowly. I'm trying to remember if that was even a thing in Soma. I know it's a thing from Amnesia the Dark Descent, and this is an Amnesia game, so I get that element, because Amnesia the Dark Descent was specifically known for... like, you're in the darkness and the weird, fleshy, fucked up mouth monster thing is around. And, like, the first thing I knew about that game was the way that you could, like, hide in a cupboard as it patrols the room. And that's a thing that was, like, very directly taken in Outlast, which is the first game I ever played on this channel. In that, it got very... And Outlast made it boring. Outlast made the locker mechanic very boring. In this game, you're very unsure whether or not it's going to work. And to some extent, it feels unfair that you can get caught. But of course, whenever you get caught, you can shoot him with a gun. Which, like, the time that he caught me in the comms room, I just failed to respond correctly in a horror scenario. All I had to do was shoot him with my gun when he caught me, and then that's your like salvation from the bad thing finally happening. Like the tension is still there, but I can't fully resign myself to being like, well, I either live or I die. It's like, no, I could shoot him and run away. I still have a resource that survives, that lets me survive this going wrong. Spotted 13 times. I wonder if if you dying counts towards these totals. Is deaths on this list? I saved 79 times, because of course I just clicked on it every time I walked in the room, and sometimes 2 or 3 times. 7 deaths, so that's listed here. I killed 1 more rat than I died, which is very funny. I fired 20 bullets, 1 shotgun shell, 6 grenades, 0 gas grenades ever thrown. Just didn't do them at all. Flares, petrol bombs, healed 9 times, refilled the generator 35 times. 13 blackouts, that's the generator running out. 5 traps triggered, 4 corpses burned, 5 fires started, doors destroyed 10, very specific. Crafted 8 items, not very many overall really. I had so many crafting resources, but I just didn't combine them yet until I was waiting for like, I like to keep things uncrafted if I don't have limited space, because then I can still have the options open to make them into either health kits or Molotovs or so on. That kind of, I like that too. I like when resources have multiple uses, and there's a finite number of crafting things you can do, and so it feels like a meaningful choice. Like one of my favorite things in like I like the Last of Us games a lot, and one of the things I really like about the Last of Us is the way that its crafting is really simple. There's only like X number of tools and items and consumables in the entire game. And so when you get the items that can be used to craft things from your scavenging, like you have binary choices that are really meaningful. Like the fact that you can either, like if you craft a shiv, it can be used to either kill a stalker or whatever, a clicker, which is the most dangerous enemy in the game basically, or it can open a locked door, and it's single use in both cases. And that binary choice is like very compelling, because there's such a risk reward sort of thing going there, or there's an opportunity cost. And similarly, I think it's that alcohol is, you can combine it with a rag to make a Molotov, which is a very powerful offensive fire item, or you can combine it with like antiseptic or something, I think, or whatever the fuck, to make a healing item. Like there's some kind of choice there where you can either make a healing item defensively, or you can make an offensive item, and that's a different play style and a very different choice. And having those kind of things is very interesting. Whereas a game like, say, Elden Ring or Breath of the Wild, giving you 500 million billion items to all combine in whatever combination, and you can farm them actively and so on. That's not a compelling use of crafting to me, because it's just busy work. It's just a giant inventory that creates busy work, and the choices that you make in crafting aren't interesting, because you can always just get more, and you can always just hold more. But these games have limited inventories, and you're actively, it's like you feel like you need to worry about how you're going to use these things. The obvious downfall is just that you get too much of this stuff in a lot of survival horror games in the last third or so, and that's a hard line to, that's a hard like margin to figure out, and it's in part because one, you never know what difficulty to play these games on, because you don't know what will be the intended experience, because there are hard modes that are just torture, and not because they're compelling, cool, interesting challenges, but just because they're like, actually they're kind of really mismanaged challenges. So I'm usually inclined to trust the recommended difficulty of the game and hope that works out. But yeah, this was a really cool game. I had a good time. I like how it used its map and its world and so on. I wish that there had been more payoff for there being a hole in my room. I guess it was just genuinely just a systems-based thing. It would have been cool, potentially, if, for example, the monster came out and rampaged the room after you got the plunger, and at that point your only save point is in the caves, and you lose your save point because he breaks the lantern and he rampages the room and everything gets fucked up and thrown around, and like maybe the door still locks but maybe it doesn't, but that'd be like an escalation that'd be really compelling, that feels like they might have missed out on by just making it a passive hole that might or might not come up in the systems but you might never trigger. It definitely was a hell of an emotional response though I got when I just like saw the hole in my room, and I'm like, oh fuck. Like just realizing that your bespoke safe space has ceased to function is very compelling. Like losing a bonfire in Dark Souls, losing a safe room in Resident Evil is a very cool idea to use, and honestly both games could play with that idea more as a story expression and an escalation, but it obviously is the thing that works best in horror things because there's actual stakes there and it's not just an inconvenience in an RPG. Overall, I had a great time. Nice, straightforward story that's adding to things and making things compelling as you go. Maybe a little too predictable, but predictability is not inherently a bad thing because it just means that things make sense and are economical in some cases. Whereas sometimes things are only not predictable because they're so convoluted that you don't really follow what's happening anymore or what anyone's saying. But yeah, I had a good time with this. I could potentially try the other Amnesia games that I haven't, or specifically play the original game sometime. I also saw that there's mods to this game. I might come back and poke at some of those and be curious about those. But yeah, this was a cool time. I'm glad that I played it. I'm also happy to have a game this Halloween that I just think was a really cool game because the final Silent Hill game and Luigi's Mansion 2 aren't the strongest games overall, both as horror and as systems-driven games overall. So it was cool to see some contrast here and see just a real tight, cool experience. And it does not outstay its welcome. But the temptation's always to be like, there could have been more of this game though. But that's always a good place to end it, is when you still think there could have been more game. No two playthroughs of Bunker are the same. Items, traps, codes, and all are more randomized. I wonder about that. You could definitely randomize everything and rebalance stuff. I don't know which specific stuff they'd rebalance to change it. I don't know. Traps being moved around obviously makes sense. Codes, sure. I don't know if maybe they move the bodies too, and not just the not just shuffle the codes, because obviously the codes would just make sure that you can't memorize the codes from playthrough to playthrough. Difficulty modes: Shell Shock is extreme difficulty, and then custom mode. Tweak stalker behaviors that increase unpredictability. A sub-level fuse system. Hardcore health system. Randomized corpses in locker locations. Hello. Revolver and shotgun stowed away in lockers, and much more. That's a bunch of new settings for a new difficulty. That's pretty interesting. What are custom stories? Are these minimal custom map? Oh, these must be the custom maps you can play, basically. Oh, look at these settings. Jesus. Maximize lethality. That would just mean that you never need to heal. Rat corpse amount. Oh my god. Initial inventory size. You can just turn it all the way up. See, they just full on just let you fuck around at this point. That's fun. That's what they do for New Game Plus. Stalker presence, reactivity, aggressiveness, recovery time. Extremely customized. This is a really cool amount of unpredictability. There's that. It's a hardcore health system. Bandages stop bleeding but don't regenerate health. Medkits, however, do both. Ah, that's interesting. So medkits still heal, but the bandages will just stop the blood trail you're causing everywhere, and that's it. Fuses and fuse boxes. That's interesting. I wonder what that does exactly. The idea of fuses is probably just the fact that they can get blown, right? So you need to be able to, repair fuses to have the power to keep going, to extend which parts are lit up. So they make you really work for the light in addition to the other stuff. And putting the... Yeah, putting the guns in the locker means you need to work for them. It means you don't start off with a gun, so you have to earn it by finding the right body, and that would lead to a moment where in future playthroughs where it's like a randomizer that's built into the game. Essentially, you're trying to find the random corpse that happens to have the revolver, so you can actually repel the monster again. So this game basically has built-in New Game Plus modding and randomizers built in. That's actually really
really cool features for a game to include. I'd love to see that happen more often in things. I'd love to see that in Souls games, if they're not going to do, especially if they're not going to commit to Dark Souls 2, where they had 4 separate campaigns for one game that they made, because that was really cool. All right, well, that's going to be it for tonight. I need to stop podcasting and actually go on and do other stuff. But thanks for watching like always, guys, and I'll see you next time.